What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason&Jabari Gaming, and today we have the final war of Season 29. Savage Squad is taking on Legion. And before we get into it, guys, if you're liking this type of content, do us a favor and drop a like, and if you can, please subscribe. This greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm and reaching more individuals such as yourselves who like this type of content. Alright, let's get into this war. So, today we are pretty well set for Platinum 1, whether we win or lose. However, we don't want to lose because we don't want to lose that Tier 1 multiplier. That is crucial and critical in wars and affecting your points on the point system that they have. So, we are actually fighting to keep that. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and choose our team. Today we were assigned to bring in Nick Fury, Dr. Doom, and Human Torch. So Nick Fury hasn't appeared much on my roster. I was pretty excited to bring him in. I actually am a huge Nick Fury fan. He's not my favorite skill champion, but he is among the top 3. So we're going to go ahead and start setting up for Section 2. And our actual first fight is a Corvus. And on this node, apparently you cannot gain a bar of power unless they gain a bar of power. And it also has that strike counter node. And if you watch my channel, you already know I suck at these strike counter nodes. So this is me actually using a 6-hour boost because I was actually given quite a few fights this war, which I'm not opposed to by any means. So I was like, all right, man. So I might as well, as opposed to use the smaller boost, to use a lot of those. I opted to go for the 6-hour 30%, and then I'm throwing on my Mystic boost, and I'm boosting big, doing my part. Maybe not the biggest that I can, but certainly big. In this first fight, we're going to get into it. So my logic for this is to continuously get to my special 1 and throw it. And also, fun fact, you cannot start with the power start 1 on this node. Well, you can, but it will not work. So that's no play around there. So Doom is actually pretty good for this fight because it will feed his Mystic Dispersion, and every time Corvus gets knocked down, his glaive charges goes away, and then when they come back, he gets the shock debuff placed on him, so I can do a passive heavy. But I don't want to slip up because I know I suck at this node, so I've already given him a Fury, and that's only going to keep increasing. But I already know this in my mind, so I'm not going to let that distract me. Normally, I would punish Corvus Special 1, but I'm playing super safe, so you will not see me punish any specials because I don't want anything to go sideways. So the entire strategy for this fight is to get to 1 bar of power and release it. Now, when he drops his heavies, I'm going to go in and attack him because he's so slow on it. It's kind of like attacking into Iron Man Infinity War, so that's pretty safe in my opinion. So I'll go in and attack him either during or right after. But so far the plan is working. We are taking a lot of block damage, and that's because of those Furies building up and Corvus' natural ability to crit through the block and everything. Doom is pretty resistant to it, but still, as you can tell, I'm losing a lot of health. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but last war I said that I was trying to parry a lot, and I was trying to do the same here, but they weren't sticking. But since we stuck to that plan, it actually worked out pretty well. We did take a lot of chip damage, but nothing that a potion can heal. And most importantly, we soloed that fight. So we're going to move on to this SpiderHam. And now I actually can use a power start 1 on this hit counter. So I just think the officers were having a bit of a laugh with me because they know how bad I suck at these nodes, but they also trust me, and I appreciate that. And they think that I can solo any fight that they give to me, and I believe in their leadership. So what we're going to do, and the strategy for this plan was to throw our special 1 and get over the 5 of the nick counters or whatever, so that way this little piggy can't miss. The only problem is he's getting those little debuffs on me where if I throw a special then I do damage to myself, but I opted to do damage self-inflicted, I guess it's the power stings, then for me to actually miss and him to combo me into oblivion. And also, once again, you notice that the Furies are stacking up, but now I'm keeping it over 8. All I needed was 5, so he'll never evade me. I just need to go in and punish him. And so far that's working out, and down he goes, man. I did about half my health of self-inflicted damage, but again, nothing that a potion can't fix. So I was actually pretty happy with both of those fights. Now we're on to Gali 2099. I actually have this fight as well. So I've got to heal up my Dr. Doom. I was looking for a team big revive because I have to heal up Nick Fury as well, but I didn't have any, so I just opted to go for the smaller ones. No big deal. I'm pretty topped off on those anyway. So the strategy for this fight, since we still have that power start 1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we still have it, is to, first of all, you saw that we did the heavy right after we did a medium, and that's because Gali 2099 can throw on that cloak if you don't. So I already had that consciously to do that in my mind. I'm going to go for a medium attack and then immediately hit her with my heavy. Now, getting to 2 bars of power was pretty easy this time. It wasn't very difficult because it doesn't have that node on path 2 that one has. So far things are going well, and again, I'm trying to get to my special. It doesn't really matter what special, and then I'm going to release it. Fortunately for me there, I got to 2 bars by his power steal. So again, this was a very safe Doom fight. I had to think about it because I'm like, Doom on Gali 2099 on combat power rating didn't seem very safe, but yeah, I trusted my officers. I did what they asked, and man, that was a smooth fight in my opinion. So that's the end of actually section 1, and so far we're deathless, so we're gonna move right along to section 2, and I'm on path 4. So I'm actually going to go in with Human Torch here, and I'm going to go against this Mr. Sinister. Now, Mr. Sinister, if you do dot damage or damage over time debuffs to him, his special 1 will reflect that back onto you. And that's a good thing with Human Torch, because I'm not going to use my Nova Flame pre-fight. I'm just going to go in with my normal Incinerates. And since Human Torch is Incinerate immune, he will actually gain Smolder charges. So that is the plan, to push Mr. Sinister to his special 1, allow him to throw it, and me just block it and get Smolder charges to build up my Incinerate damage. Normally with Sinister, he can be dangerous because if you have someone that does dot damage and they're not immune to their own dot damage that they do, then that would give them a 3rd debuff, and he would be unblockable until you could remove all the debuffs that were placed on you. Naturally, he's going to throw his special, and it already is going to place 2 debuffs on my Human Torch. It's going to place a heal block and a armor break, as you can see in the upper hand corner, for 15 seconds. But since I'm Incinerate immune, he will never get to another debuff to go unblockable. So this is a very safe fight. The only thing with Human Torch is he's very squishy, and you see me taking so much damage through the block and through his special 1s. And that's something that I just saw and I had to deal with, which I'm normally okay with taking a lot of damage through the block with my Human Torch. You can see me taking a lot of bosses and things of that nature with my Human Torch, and it's really not a big deal. But that's something that you have to be careful of when you're taking this fight, if you're going to take it with a Human Torch, that he is very squishy. So we get to our special 3. It's time to go into Nova, and we build up quite a bit of Smolder, so it should tick him down a fair bit. And we're just going to stick to the plan the whole time. We're just going to continue to do our 3-hit combos, and then we're going to take his special 1 on the chin while blocking. And that's the entire strategy. We already understand that we're going to take a significant amount of block damage, and we're not worried about it. We're just worried about getting out of this fight. We finished with the special one, and down he goes. So we're going to have to heal up. This is already understood. It's kind of a common theme for for my first few fights here. But I mean, honestly, if you come out of the fight without a death, that's the most important thing, right? So we're going to go ahead and heal up, and now we have this Mangog. And Mangog does not place any debuffs on you. So once again, we're going to opt to not go for my pre-fight here. We're just going to go with normal Incinerate, and eventually we will go into Nova Flame form. Now, this invulnerability boost that I'm popping is actually not for this fight. It's for my next fight, and we'll get into that when we fight this Mangog. Let's see if we can take him down. But I popped it early because just for the extra safety net. I mean, might as well if I'm going to use it in the next fight, but it wasn't for this fight. So the strategy here is to do 3-hit combos and then bait out his special one. We want to bait out that special one and take as many hits of that first 4 hits on the block to build up smolders. And once again, we always want to build up smolders when possible with Human Torch because it increases his incinerate damage and his Nova damage that he does. So you will see me doing that time and time again. Now, the next thing to note is that when Mangog gets to 10 of those hater debuffs, then he goes unstoppable and unblockable, but we immediately go for the special 2 into a special 1. So I was glad I threw those power back boost on, and yeah, man, he's rinsed. So this next fight, we have this Rhino. I believe he's a rank 3 Rhino that we're going to take with Nick Fury. I never intended on intercepting on this node, but it accidentally happens, as you will see. But the idea, Nick Fury does so much dot damage or damage over time with his bleeds that gets through Rhino's natural ability for his armor. And also with the node, it does reduce damage, but it still does a lot of damage over time. So I never actually needed to intercept at any point in time. So the strategy for this fight was just to continuously parry and end in a light attack to do massive bleed damage. And then I start throwing combos there. And this was just the idea of just throwing a few combos to see if I could build up enough of those tactical charges to see if I could potentially become unblockable, but that's not very feasible. I mean, look, it's already only 40 seconds into the fight and he's almost at 40% or 60%, excuse me. But there, I kind of got off track a little bit, but we're getting back onto track and we're sticking to the plan, doing our 5 hits, ending in a light and parrying. There I accidentally intercepted, and it's a good thing I had that invul boost. It wouldn't have killed me, but now we're really going to do damage. As soon as he wants to cooperate and throw his special 2, there he goes. I'm going to end in a light and throw my special 2, and as you saw, it did a pretty significant amount of damage while the protection shield was down. However, I will not try and intentionally intercept him again because, again, I already understand the plan is just to melt him down through bleeds slowly. This is not a fast fight. This was not meant to be a speed fight. This was meant to be a safe fight. And I don't need the real Fury to come out on this fight. So we're not going to try and get fancy with it or anything like that. We're just going to safely find our openings and drop them and parry when we can. So this should be one of the last combos. We might get one more in. Nope. So just shy of a full second combo, and down he goes. So far 6 fights down, all solos, and now we're moving on to Mini Island. So we have this white Magneto that I've taken so many times it's not even funny. You do not need a pre-fight. This is present day. I have 2 more fights to take and I'm completely done. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on a power back boost because it's torch time. And I'm going to throw on my biggest boost because right now we're not losing at all, but my VG has already given up I believe 3 early deaths. But we're still winning the war so far. But as a precautionary, I want to go ahead and finish cleanly on a high note for the team. And also, we still want to win. So I go ahead and heal up to full. Over the break, I'll replenish my boost. And then we're going to go in with this torch. The idea is to bait out his special 1 and block it. It will say unblockable, but it is not a projectile. So therefore, you can just hold block and take that on the chin while blocking. As you can tell, I'm not scared of taking block damage that will hurt. I've done it this entire war, and this is no different. So we are going to go for that strategy. As you can see, we're just block baiting those special ones, and then we will get back into our medium light mediums, and then we're going to go for this special 2. It's going to do some decent damage. Well, there I actually whiffed, which I did not realize I was that far away, but I'm playing really safe, so you're not seeing me normally like I would go in and punish and stuff like that, because right now I'm opting to be safe over being recklessly quick, because there's no point in it. So there we go with another medium light medium. We're taking all the blocks that we can, no big deal, and he ticks out. So there we go with my white Magneto down. Now we have Chaos, who is placing pre-fights on the Sorcerer Supreme on 54. I've taken this fight numerous times as well. I was given the green light to go in, because here lately we've been having SpiderMan 2099 take this fight along with the Mystic Boss. But they allowed me to take this fight since Work in Progress did not bring in his SpiderMan 2099 for a singular fight, which makes perfect sense because they know I can nuke this fight. So this time we're actually going to use the pre-fight, and I have an invulnerability boost going. I put it on the White Mag's fight because, again, it was for this fight, and that's just for safety, just in case she doesn't cooperate or things doesn't go according to plan. The more they build up power, the harder they hit, and it's a unblockable special 2, so it's just for safety. But we're going to try and nuke her down as quickly as possible, and we're going to block a lot to build up smolders. So with this special 1, she can catch you in a loop, and again, every time she's building a bar of power, the harder she's hitting. So I held on to my block so she wouldn't do that again, and she would play into me. And now we got her to a special 2. I threw my special, and more often than not, when you knock them down, the AI reacts with the special of its own. That's not a guarantee, but just from what I've noticed, that's how that works. So again, we got her to 2 bars, and then I was prepared for her to throw the special 2, but she ticked out. So that is the end of our war. My BG won 3-4. We tried to get 2 or less deaths, so that wasn't the most ideal, but we did pull it out, guys. We ended up getting the W on these guys. Legion, it was a fun war. You guys did great. I'm not entirely sure if they were actually trying, because I believe they are locked in as well, but I'm not entirely sure. The stats, I believe, were they died 10 times and we died 5. But I should be pulling up here momentarily. Yeah, so that's looking like that's what happened. Agent Sensation, myself, and Rob Hobb, congratulations, you guys are beast. Mr. Shebley and Rave, I do not know number 2. Congratulations to you guys for getting MVPs. We placed 5th and Platinum 1. So we have a couple of questions that remain. Will I get a Penny Parker, Hercules, or Spider-Man 2099 dupe from the 2 features I'm opening? Will we have enough cheaters to push us into Masters? Will Rob be doing another mashup voiceover with his channel with big name YouTubers, and am I included? Find out all of this and more on the next exciting episode of Dragon. The season rewards opening ended. Take care, guys.